Good evening, everybody. PA Figs here. So, welcome to spring, finally. It was 70 degrees yesterday, almost 80 today. Amazing that just a few days ago we were worried about freezing temperatures, but spring looks to be here finally. So, took all the figs out of the garage and I have now put them into the backyard orchard. And you can see most of the pots I buried halfway. This does two things. It prevents them from blowing over in a windstorm. And you can see this one improved Celeste I have here is not buried. That one, even though it's such a large pot and a large tree, blew over in a couple storms last year and actually broke pieces off. So that will be buried, at least partial, so that it does not tip over. The other benefit to burying these pots is if the pots start to get, or the figs start to get root bound, they can actually grow out of the potholes. Now, most of these pots are a certain type of pot. They have holes only on the side of the pot. There are no holes directly in the bottom. And what that does is it allows the roots to grow out, but they grow out the side of the pot. They don't grow out underneath it. So in the fall, when I'm ready to move them back into the garage, all I have to do is take a spade and cut around the side of the figs. If it was below the pot, it would be a lot more difficult to cut those roots in order to bring it into the garage. So you can see the backyard orchard is pretty full. I have one or two spots left for some of my key varieties that I am trying either new this year or that I had in the greenhouse. So sounds like a good thing, right? Full orchard, lots of figs. Yeah, so here is the problem. I have these figs, and now I have these figs. And I also have figs in the greenhouse and on the side of the house. So what do I do with them? I think this year I'm going to have to bring some to the local farmer's market, maybe get a table and sell some at the local farmer's market. Shipping fig trees this size is just too difficult. Trying to package them, and it just will cost a fortune. So probably a local's farmer's market's going to be the way to get rid of some of the duplicates I have, rather than trying to cut them up or ship them or anything like that. So now some of these varieties are definitely going to still go into the orchard. I'll make room for them. For instance, this guy here is a Black Madeira, one of my two Black Madeiras. That's going in for sure. And let's see, there's a couple of others. That is my large Figo Preto in the corner here. That will definitely have to go in the ground. And there's a few other trees here I'm not sure what to do with. This is a 5-gallon Brogiotto Nero. Brogiotto Nero made a beautiful meaty fig. Didn't quite have the flavor of Black Madeira, but still an excellent fig. Very similar to it other than the flavor. So, got to figure out what to do with these. There are a few openings in the orchard. You can see where some of the pots were last year, so there are still some places for them. But along with those trees, I've also got all these trees. So this is my large Black Madeira, the producer of figs. Produced an unbelievable amount of figs just all season last year. And to give you an idea, I put these trees next to each other for a reason. To the right in that gray pot is my Black Madeira UC Davis. It was one of the first trees I rooted, so it's probably 3 to 4 years old. The one to the left of it is my Black Madeira KK, or originally from Encanto Farms, and that tree is only 3 years old. And I've taken air layers, I've taken multiple cuttings off of that big one. So you can see what a difference, huh? So the KK / Encanto Farms version of the Black Madeira is definitely the one you want to get. And then I've got some more trees over here. Now, most of these trees are ones that are specifically marked for trades or farmers markets. But then these guys here are a lot of my new varieties that I've got. And if you watch my video that I posted a couple days ago about the new trees I got, you can see I had a bit of a problem. I think they didn't enjoy the humidity or lack of humidity in here today, or the last 2 days. So they're not exactly loving life right now, but they should perk back up. They'll lose a few leaves, but they'll leaf back out, and I'll get them up potted at some point too to make them a little more stable of environment. Still have some of my cuttings that are just not leafing out. They look okay. You can see there's a green bud on some of them, but they just refuse to budge. So hopefully in time, as it warms up, and it's been warm in here today. I had trouble keeping the greenhouse below 100. You can see the sun's down, it's still 72 degrees in here. So moved this guy out to the greenhouse. He was inside up until now, so I'm trying to give him a little bit of shade. This is a Col de Dame Blanca Negra. So this is one of the rare figs that is supposed to produce both a black and white fig on the same tree. And I brought it out here, misted it a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. It's supposed to be hot the next week, so I'll have to check on that quite a bit. And other than that, now that I moved some of these guys out, I can show you. So these are the 3 trees that had some die-off in the greenhouse. This one here is my Genovese Nero AF, and you can see I've got some leaves coming out here, but all that red stem, that's all dead. And it just happened in that last 2 freezes ago that we had, not more than a month ago. It survived almost the whole winter, and then boom, gone. So that whole stem has to be cut, but at least it didn't die back all the way. I've got a little bit of tree left. Same thing with this Italian 258. This I-258, you can see it's leafing out. It's got a bud up here. It's surviving, but from there up, that's all dead wood. All the way to the ceiling. It was extremely sad that I lost that, but, there's ups and downs in figs. And below that is the JFE Black Madeira Nut. And you can see that died back to about there, and all the top growth died with it. So I'm not sure what it was about that corner. If that corner got colder than the rest of the greenhouse, or what exactly happened. But for whatever reason, those 3 pots, they had some serious die-off. So, well, other than that, just some additional trees in here. That's another Figo Preto that is looking real healthy. Surprisingly, my Figo Preto has had some die-off. You can see this one arm here. That was from a tree that was in the garage. That whole arm died. And then this one here I had in the greenhouse, and it's hard to see down there, but you can see there's some significant die-off on that. Quite a few of the branches had trouble over the winter in the greenhouse. So everybody says Figo Preto and Black Madeira are the exact same, but I had 2 Black Madeiras in the greenhouse, and I had 1 Figo Preto. The Figo Preto had some serious die-off. Both Black Madeiras had almost none. And then the Figo Pretos I had in the garage both had a little bit of die-off as well. So strange. I don't know if it's a coincidence or if just another example of how figs can seem the same but be slightly different. So we'll see. Well, and a couple other things going. I've started planting my zinnias and some sunflowers and some other things. Just ran out of time. It was a long weekend getting everything in the orchard done. And you can see I put in some new irrigation. It's not drip irrigation. I could do drip on it, but I actually just turn it on for 5 minutes, and I have those, 5 gallon per hour emitters or whatever they are, that they're like small sprinklers. I like to be able to do that because the drip, I'm always worried about it getting clogged. I'm always worried about issues with one of the pipes breaking and then the water staying on all day long. And with the system I've got, I can actually use a siphon to fill a bucket with fertilizer and have it suck the fertilizer out. So that works out well. And on the side, you can see, started with a little more space over here. A lot of these are trees that I'm looking to get rid of at the farmer's market this year. I've got a couple Biferes, a couple of Chicago Hardys, and a Sal's G, all of which are very similar figs. And then at the end, I've got my large Canadria and Neri 2 that I'm looking to keep, but just sort of put them there as a end cap to the row on the side. The Canadria did real well there 2 years ago in that position, and did terrible where I had it last year, so putting it back. And then there's an Angelo's Dark, which we'll see how things go. I really like that fig, but you know, running out of room. Got to make some hard choices. So, all right. Well, hopefully spring is starting to spring at your location, and figs are growing. It won't be long now before hopefully I have a few Brabos to show, and then main crop will start ripening. Can't wait. All right. Take care, everybody. PA Figs. Bye.